I remember when I first joined the company, I asked the head of product development, Derek Kuzak, hey, Derek, what makes a Ford engineer different than a Toyota engineer? I knew Toyota well. He said, why don't you go take 2 days and wander through our labs, which is what I did. And I spent 2 days, I had a notebook, and all I did was go and interview engineers. I walked in the safety lab, and he was working with this crash test dummy that was, like a 12-year-old kid. And I asked him, he gave him his name, and I said, what are you working on? He said, oh, well, I said, tell me your story. He said, oh, well, I'm a doctor. I was at the Philadelphia's Children's Museum, Hospital, and my 12-year-old daughter died in an auto accident. And my wife and I got divorced. It totally ruined my life. Other than losing my beautiful daughter, I didn't know what to do. And I felt so useless, and yet I was a doctor in a hospital. He said, so I went to join Ford, because I knew as a doctor I could save more lives working at Ford than in a hospital. And he said, this is a crash test dummy I've been working on for 10 years. It has a soft gelatin belly, because the belly of a child is fundamentally different than an adult. And until I got here, Ford never did crash test dynamics on a 12-year-old girl. And it's different. So when I talked to him, I quickly realized that to myth bust, all I need to do is to tell his story, because no one knows his story. People think of Ford as a bunch of Midwest white guys who don't get it. They don't know they're people like this. So the first thing we did in Drive One is we put our frontline engineers to talk about the company, because they're believable. And so we let people speak.